Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the stage.
Oh, yeah. 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 Boop, boop. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Woo! Let go, let go. Look, we about to get it brackin' in this bitch. You just tuned into the littest channel on Twitch. And I am T-Pain, you know the OG. So when you think of legends, I am one of those kings. Oh, please, get on both knees. I'm your host tonight, but feel free to host me. I'm a big brainer, pro gamer. Other channels lame-os, they no namers. 5 subs, 20 subs, 50. Yeah, I can't put money in the bank cause it won't fit in. Yeah, I stay loyal to my royals and you know I can't switch. Take the trash outside, better get out my face, bitch. That's what's up. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, that's what. Let's go check.
Oh, we're in the house. That's how you start a stream. I swear. If T-Pain ever hits me up and says, hey, I'd like to do one of your intros, I would say, okay. Or, hey, stop doing that because you're not paying me royalties on it. That'd be a thing, too. So, all right, ladies and gents, we are back. And I changed this name on the screen. I have invited the Yes Man to enable all of you out there in YouTube land.
I shaved the mustache. I don't know if I'm allowed to be Yes Man without the mustache.
I'll allow it for this time. We'll
that's quite a way to begin a live stream, by the way. Let's just hope that's not the high water mark, but if it is, that's a high water mark.
Oh, yeah. It was all downhill from there. It's 100% downhill. Like, I can't compete with T-Pain. I cannot do it. When you can make up a song and it just says boop, boop, I can't compete with that.
You've arrived.
I can't. And the dude can sing, man. He's a freaking good singer. Anyways, what's up, chat? Hope you guys are doing well. Random live stream. This is 2 live streams in 1 week for me when I haven't done one in 2 months. So, new year, it's a thing. So I invited Mike on here, and he goes, what's the plan? And I said, it's a DC movie. There's no plot. That's what I said. There's no plot. Although I actually do have something to do. I got a box. I got a figure that I need to unbox, and I guess we'll talk about some other things that I picked up. But I see in the back of your collection there, Mike, there's a lot of spider peoples.
There is I finally opened the Mysterio, so he's at least part of the collection.
All right, I definitely want to talk about that because you had him for a month, I guess, or 2 or.
Two.
And so what were your thoughts for those who were still waiting on this from They Who Shall Not Be Named?
Yeah, I kind of fighted the urge that because when you did your review of Mysterio, you were like, this could be figure of the year. This is, much better than you expected it to be. We got the last minute head sculpt, which was really, really good. But I kind of pushed back a little bit, just I don't know. I just thought that the Mysterio from the movie was a very temporary character. He wasn't going to go down as a classic Spider-Man villain. For me, the Mysterio in the comics is, far different, obviously, than what was portrayed in the movie. So a piece of me fought against getting that. But at the same time, anytime you can get a Spider-Man villain, you should probably jump at the chance because there's, haven't been too many released thus far. So all of that being said, I took a while to open the box because I just didn't want to be like Jeddah was right. And then I opened the box and I was like, Jeddah was right. Because the figure is amazing.
It's flipping amazing. So we were talking about that earlier. So I was like, hey, that's the topic of tonight's live stream. So in addition to unboxing. So what I did a video, I dropped it last night on the Golden Armor Wonder Woman, which got a ton of hate. I mean, the movie was god awful. I mean, it was just if there was a ranking of bad DC movies, like they would all be at the bottom, right? Except for the Nolan trilogy, I did like those, but and the first Wonder Woman was good, but they would all be at the bottom, and then that one, the Wonder Woman 84, would be like at the bottom of the bottom. It was
it's the Eternals of the DC universe. It's the Hellboy, it's just you can't you can only go up from there.
Right. So what I thought would be an interesting discussion for the chat and for everybody here is where in collecting, buying these $300 figures, soon to be $500. I think by the end of 2022, they'll be like the average. It'll be $400 and it'll be crazy, it'll be whatever. I don't know. But how do you make the disconnect from the character portrayal in film, TV, whatever, to the figure itself is just amazing? And are you able to separate those two, or are you not? Some people can't.
Yeah, it was funny because I told my wife I was going to do this tonight, and I said, she's like, well, what are you going to talk about? I was like, well, one of the things we're going to talk about is just how do you rank and, how do you compare figures and things like that? And she's like, well, that's a stupid conversation. I was like, okay. I said, and I just asked her, I said, could you divorce the figure from the movie? Could you have a bad movie, a bad character, but still be like, this is an amazing figure? And she came squarely down on divorce yourself from the writing or the character, because she does not like Wonder Woman. We won't start peeling that onion. But she said it should not matter. And I tend to agree with her to a point, because I do think certain characters have a space really, near and dear in our heart. And when we have those characters, there's something extra that we just, Rex being a great example. The reason why I think people think that Rex is a better figure than the 501st is strictly because of the character of Rex. And so I'm willing to say it's a bonus, but I won't take too much away from a character if I just didn't like the movie or I didn't like the writing.
I mean, we're talking about Hellboy was one. You brought that up earlier. Hellboy is the figure itself is fantastic. And the execution of the figure with the Feisten exoskeleton and it weighs like 28 pounds. It's just crazy. But the movie, I've never even seen the movie.
Oh, don't waste your time.
That's what people tell me. Don't waste your time. Don't worry about it. Go read the comics and all that kind of stuff. And the same thing with Pennywise. Like, there is a 0% chance I will ever go watch it. Like 0% chance. Either the first one, second one. If they make a third one, I won't watch it. But the figure they created is quite fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, so when you really do think, and I'm actually interested to see your thought process on this, because when I was trying to think about, like, when we talk about sports athletes and things like that, they say, okay, who's the greatest basketball player of all time? Who's the best, football player of all time? And it's like, okay, are we talking about peak performance? They had one great season. Are we talking about career longevity? Are we talking about team accomplishments like championships? I mean, you really do have to say, this is how I'm approaching that discussion. And so from a Hot Toys perspective, what are those characteristics that you say it hits these marks, posability, quality? I mean, what are those things that you use when you say this is a great figure?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. So in regards to basketball, it has to be who has the best shoes. And that it goes from there. So I think Jordan wins, hands down, just for best shoes. Everybody else is out of luck. Or he's from Carolina, so it's all good. I will answer that question. But we got new members. Sam Castillo. Is it Espanol or is it Costello? I don't know. Welcome there. And then Knight of Ren. You've been here forever, dude. You just now joining the channel membership, but welcome to the party, brother. And other people. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Brendan and that guy. Trouble, man. All right, so criteria. I think this is because I have not decided my top 10 for 2021 yet. I just haven't, because there were so many good ones that it's very difficult to decide. So I've got like a preliminary list, so I'll kind of talk about that. Value is a key factor for me. Value's got to be there. Now, whether you got what did you get bang for the buck? That's kind of what I'm looking for. Let's take a look. Last year we had, or year before last, we had the Remnant Trooper from the Mandalorian. Like the price wise, it's selling for over retail, which is fine. But you get one blaster and you get 4 hands. doesn't do a whole lot for me. The value is not there. The value proposition for what you get. I don't know if you count that as $1 per ounce of plastic. I don't know how you do we.
Well, I mean, take a look at Upgraded Suit Spider-Man. Fantastic figure, amazing head sculpt, really good accessories. Not a big fan of the web wings, but it's a great value. And then you look at the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, which I think it is just base price is like $50 more than what the Tom Holland one goes for. And you just say, okay, compare those two relatively similar figures and which one has better value. Most people would say the Tom Holland head sculpt. So I think it's a fair way of, critiquing the figure.
Yeah, I think you got to. And then like you said, with Rex and the 501st, and we got to talk about the 501st Deluxe because they're in the similar price. Actually, the 501st Deluxe is cheaper than Rex, if I remember correctly, by a few bucks. But the 501st Deluxe, you get 3 helmets, which essentially gives you 3 different battalions or 3 different. You got phase 1, phase 2, and 332nd. You get freaking jetpacks, all the weapons you'd ever want, piles of hands,
and backpacks.
Yeah, and the backpacks to put the stuff in. It's just, I don't know, man. That's a huge. I don't know what else they could add. I don't think you would want a head sculpt with that because it's supposed to be an army. They're clones. I don't see that.
I mean, you would have to start having like armor change out. There's this. They put everything in that box you could possibly want for that figure.
So here's an idea. That's a good idea. What if the colored spots on it were magnetic and you could change the battalions? That would be sick.
That would be cool.
Or this would probably cheapen it, but they give you like a set of decals and you could just put on whatever decal of the battalion you wanted. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I guess they could have just given us one more helmet and then you'd have Captain Vaughn based on what I've seen.
Yeah, but they could get another $300.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think value is going to be a big one in there. Like Mysterio, you just unboxed that one.
Mm-hmm. Great value.
I think that's a great value.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look at the globe that lights up. You get a head sculpt. That's really good. You get hands and that the tailoring and the suit and the cape and everything. Yeah, I think it's good.
So kind of on the Mysterio, but also going back to the Hellboy, how much value, or not value, how much value do you give to innovation? Because we've had some figures that have really kind of pushed things forward this year that they've never done before.
Yeah.
The Hellboy being an example.
Yeah.
Do you add that to the Wonder Woman has some new stuff. Like, how much do you place on innovation?
I still can't get over how I have the weight. It's freaking gorgeous. Innovation, I think it depends on. I think there's some value there. I mean, for example, they gave us Zombie Deadpool. We don't have any other zombie pieces currently out. Hopefully we'll get a cap at some point. Cool pieces, creative. The creativity is definitely there for that one. Innovation, I think, is a valid thing, but I don't know that I would take like the Hellboy that has the metal skeleton and say, well, that because it has a die-cast frame, therefore it is higher up on the list. I don't think I would include that.
Well, but it's the skeleton with the overall covering that they used for the flesh. I thought was something that I was hoping they were going to use more with like Darth Maul, but
Darth Maul, or for the love of God, Bane. That would be a badass Bane. I think there's some value. I think there's something to be said for that. What other innovations did they have this past year as far as releases? I'm trying to think what else. I mean, I wouldn't consider the life-size Grogu innovations because I don't think they really did a good job with that one.
No, probably not.
No, that one will not be on the list. Just throwing that out there.
Well, like, if they started using USB plugs in the feet of like the Mark I Iron Man or something like that, where they got away from the stupid, useless batteries. Yeah. I would say that would be a seminal moment in Hot Toys history that would be worth celebrating. Now, do I think that would make a figure of the year because they added that in? I'm just wondering, does it really add any weight to it, or are we just kind of happy that we see them using new materials, things like that? Yeah.
Because I mean, what other than a light up function, what other innovation could they do? I mean, they did the wings for the Wonder Woman, which is cool, but she's the new year. The battle damaged Iron Man. I think I haven't seen enough crazy innovation for I think that to make a big dent.
Okay. Right on.
Ashley with a super chat. Good to see you on live chat. Ashley, thank you for the super chat. It's good to see you too. I know we saw you the other night. And I think I saw you on Leo's stream last night, maybe or night before. So thank you for joining. Here's one. This was previous year, but Alita was definitely some innovation going on there with the whole new body. So that's kind of like the Hellboy thing. There was definitely some of that. But I don't know. For me, like the Alita is great and the film was great. But I don't know. It was last year. Alita would have been battling against Mando, and she had no chance.
So that kind of brings you into another quality, right? So I know this debate happens with Justin all the time when he talks about the core principle of Hot Toys is to have an accurate representation of what you have on the screen, and sort of posability takes a backseat. But Alita gets a 10 out of 10 when it comes to posability. So how much does posability go into your, figuring of a figure's overall ranking?
That's a very good question, because also on the top of near the top of my list this year, I think would be the battle damage Iron Man, but not for posability's sake, because I'm going to put it in one stinging pose and that's it. So, however, I would say that the clone troopers are super posable versus what other trooper did we get this year? Like the Death Watch Mando, like that. It's not super posable, so I don't know. This see what I'm saying? This is why I can't decide.
Well, yeah, and frankly, does it matter? Does the specific character matter more? Because obviously, if we got a Spider-Man that you couldn't pose, that would be a much bit greater disappointment than getting a Wonder Woman that has big golden wings, but you can't really pose that well.
Agreed. Yeah, the Wonder Woman you can't pose that well. That's a fact. But like the cyborg Spidey, it's not the most posable figure. It's because of the it's just not. But it looks cool. I figured I'd trigger a lot of people and just put Venomized Groot at the top of the list or Cyborg Spidey and just trigger everybody, and everybody say, "Oh, I'm unsubscribing." So I think that would be cool. Let's see here. Let's see, what does the chat say? Neon Tech Venomized Armored Grogu. That would be an innovation. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Heavy Mando. Dude has less than 5 minutes of screen time. Everybody loves that figure. I will agree with that. Heavy Mando is cool. But I think Heavy Mando goes to the next category, which would be shelf presence, right? And that's what Wonder Woman has. I mean, there's no way you walk past that without looking at it. It's just, you can't. It's freaking gold. It's like the Iron Man Midas, though. I liked it for that reason, too. Yeah, I would say shelf presence is a big deal. And that's where that Tom Holland Spidey, the upgraded suit, comes into play. Black and red, amazing head sculpt, posability, unbelievably posability, tons of accessories, and I think $250 price tag, somewhere around there, $240, something like that. Yeah, I that's a tough one. That's a tough one at the top.
Yeah, and I would say there's been a handful of figures this year that really do pop, so to speak, when you put them on, when you put them in your display. Mysterio being one. That if you have a golden Wonder Woman, that's going to stand out.
Hulkbuster. That's size. I mean, it would be unfair for. It's like the quarter scale Mando is unbelievable. But it's not really fair to put that against a 6-scale figure. It's in a different category. It's not. It's freaking awesome, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, Ronin is one of my favorite, figures that I have. But shelf presence, not really. I mean, it's just kind of dark colors and.
Right. Yeah, he blends in. It's like the Death Watch Mando. I bought 4 of them, but I bought them because they're going to go in my Clone Wars display. For that purpose, not necessarily because they popped off the shelf, which they don't. They're bluish gray, and they blend. Especially if you bought 4 of them, they really blend in. I don't know that they're all that fantastic unless you I don't know, just have some crazy display setup. What else? We had some Iron Man figures released. We had the Battle Damage Iron Man. We had the Mark 85. The Mark 85 clean version is beautiful. That one's gorgeous. Even though the first head sculpt was not that great. Nebula. Nebula was last year. Venomized Groot.
So, but there's a good example. So I think the number one quality that I think a lot of people would agree with is the accurate representation of whatever it is, that's on the film. And I think with Nebula personally, I wanted the gold plate, from Endgame, because that's where I would have used the character. And so to me, that was a negative. Yeah. Anything that has rooted hair for me is a negative, but that's just a personal, beef.
That's fair. Dealing with rooted hair is not much fun. I've got 2 figures with rooted hair, and I don't think I'll add. I mean, I won't intentionally add more if I can avoid it. But yeah, here's one. So we talk about like innovations. IG-11. I mean, they used nothing from any other figure on that set. He's got light up detonator. He's got the new style of joint, which is just, you can do whatever the heck you want to do with him. Paint applications are gorgeous, and it's from a fantastic show, and everybody has an emotional connection with that character. Like, there's a lot of pros in IG's list.
Only one minor flaw.
What, he tried to kill everybody?
No, the stand.
Oh, the stand with the feet. That's a positive, man. That's a positive. I bet. Here's what happened. I think what happened with that. I think Hot Toys emailed you and they said, "Hey, we've got these stands. They got feet," and you just said, "Yes, boss." That's what you said.
Sounds great, boss.
I agree. The stand, but I can discount that because I don't use them anyway, so I can give that a pass. So IG is up there for me. I know people aren't going to like it, but Venomized Groot is awesome. Awesome.
I sent you earlier my top 4, and I think my top 4 is more of a safe top 4. I'm interested to see if you add a Venomized Groot or something in that.
Yeah, so Mike sends me, he goes, "These are the top 3 figures of 2021." And then he sends me 4 figures. I'm like,
I was an English major in college, so
I was like, "You did time at public school. That's fine." IG-11 was perfect on the speeder bike. I agree. The speeder bike's a pain in the ass. I like it, but it is a pain in the ass. It really is. So there's that. Bob Dylan says, hold on. Bob Dylan says, "I'm reaching out to Paul Mitchell to see if they have any interest in sponsoring new line of 1/6 hair salon products for Rudy Collector." Haven't heard back. If you hear back, Bob, please let me know. I'm definitely interested in that. One other character. So I will tell you one. I don't know that a lot of people had this on their list, and I've seen a lot of lists out there. But I guess I'll just go get him. Screw it. He's right here on the shelf. Let me go get him. If I can do this without knocking stuff over. I'm going to try and do this. This guy right here. Now, has shelf presence. For what you get, I think there's some value. I think it's $400 for the size and the accessories and the 2 head sculpts and magnetics and the everything. I think value. I think it's got good value. It's a villain. The paint applications and the head sculpts are unbelievable. And I just, other than if it had the Spidey symbol, like, it would be game over. But I think this is a contender.
So why couldn't they take the Hellboy, manufacturing process and then make that Venom, so that the shoulder seams weren't, visible?
I think, I don't know. He's bigger than Hellboy.
Yeah, it would be a different body, but I'm just saying, like, they've shown that they can hide that shoulder.
But Hellboy's not. All right, so I think
you're not going to do this with Hellboy.
You're not going to get. Yeah. You're not going to get that. I'm okay with that. I don't. That isn't mine. I don't bother me too much. This is way less offensive than the hips on Batgirl. Way less offensive. So I don't know. I like the hell out of this figure. The hand, I mean the gesturing hands and the tendrils and just everything. I just freaking like this figure.
And I do like the new one, or the Carnage, swap out for the head. That's
the bad thing is Carnage is even bigger than this, man. He's gonna be. I don't know what I don't know what we'll do with them thing. I don't know.
Hulkbuster sized.
Hulkbuster size, yes. Oh, that would be sick. Yeah, so I think there's some are in the chat. Are there any other considerations you guys are having? Is it just whichever ones you picked up, or is it ones you maybe in the value category? Is something, if something sold out and the price went up, do you factor that in? I mean I don't, but some people.
So somebody's saying the Iron Spider over my shoulder. I think that came out in 2020, right?
Yeah, that was the year before, but it's beautiful.
And same with OG Mando. Somebody's saying that.
OG Mando was last year, yep. Yeah. In the deluxe Beskar Mando was figure of the year last year, so it can't count. I think the first release this year was Heavy Mando. Somebody
has a good point. Are you doing a Hot Toys top list, or are you doing a 6-scale figure top list? Because then you bring in Jazz Inc.'s Scavenger into the conversation.
I think I'm going to do Hot Toys because it's already confusing enough. It's just it's too much. Anne-Marie says, I need a list to see what came out in 2021. Well, Anne-Marie, I'm glad you said that. I happen to have created one because, I plan ahead on these things. Months in advance, I consider these options here. So media, albums. Oh, that's the wrong group. I got to go in the other groups in the Death Star. And media, album, 2021. So I actually have a folder that I created in our Patreon group. These are all the releases that were in 2021. So because for myself, this is kind of what I'm mentally going. Flash, Shore Trooper, Shore Trooper, both Shore Troopers, because they were end of December. 2012 Cap, we got Tusken Raiders, which some people might put Tusken Raiders on the list since we had this recent Fett stuff going on. Lance, Spider, Gwen.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites, but
it's a great figure, but I don't know if it qualifies as figure of the year. Miles, Death Watch. We got Iron Patriot, which is unbelievable shelf presence, but a lot of people just don't like the colors on it, so I understand that. Rex, Venom, Battle Damage Thanos, Professor Hulk, which I didn't even bother buying, so that one's definitely not on my list. Armorer, Neon, there it is. Neon Tech Iron Man is everybody's favorite of 2021. Oh, man, people are going to be so triggered. Cyborg Spidey, Bro Thor, Mysterio. I mean, look at this Mysterio, guys. Come on. How do you... Freaking gorgeous. Coruscant Guard. I don't know why this is in there. Armorized Deadpool is not. That's in the wrong folder. Clones. Look at this. It's freaking gorgeous, man. Venomized Groot. Rescue. Antioch, Spidey, Ray. Oh, that Ray and Kylo. Man, they were good too. Quarter Scale Spidey, Scout Troopers. This is probably everybody's figure of the year right here. Team Suit Tony. That was... I happen to have him right here on my desk, actually.
You were as kind as you could be when it came to reviewing that figure.
Thank you.
Yeah. You were, and I think it was just because you had such low expectations. It exceeded those expectations.
I really did. The bar was very low. Batman Beyond, gorgeous figure. I still like that.
If the cape was red.
Oh. I'm tempted to customize mine. Hellboy, IG, in-game Cap, which was the discussion of the entire year, all the way up to October. We could talk in-game Cap, Heavy Mando, Life-Size Child. So there was a lot of releases. Let me get you out of here. You shouldn't be in this folder. So you delete. So for those who are wondering, I think Anne-Marie said she needed a list. There's your list. You know, I don't know there's no right answer to this. It's just we wanted to have a discussion about what factors go into it. So shelf presence. If I had to pick one out of here that has the most shelf presence out of all this list right here, it's probably for me probably going to be Venom, because when you get him all hooked up with all the tendrils and the heads and everything going on, and the mouth with the open mouth and the tongue and everything, I don't think you can top it. From that standpoint. But then you put the battle damage Mark 85, and if you have that by itself in like a shrine, like it's got it. I don't know. Oh, Pennywise should be in this list too, but I didn't add it in there.
That has shelf presence, but the wrong kind of shelf presence for me.
What, Pennywise?
Yeah. I don't want to like wake up looking at Pennywise.
Well, see, now you're being biased, and that's a factor. Do you want to look at it in your collection? So I would say that's something like you said. You got the Mysterio now. That gold and the purple and green and everything. If you looked up in where you have yours displayed, it pops.
Oh yeah, well, and I don't have the lights on right now, but I also have lights coming up from the below, so it lights up all of his, effects that he came with. And yeah, it's like I said, it's top 3 of my top 4.
Yeah, and I no longer have this Spidey, but I'm going to get him back. I gave him away. The Mark IV Armor Spider on the shelf. This one it pops. I really like that one too. It's gonna be tough, guys. Hey, Michael's in the house. Michael, what's up, brother? Rex is top for me just for his story. And 501st we have, and those who are coming soon. 5 years later, soon. Yes. Thanks for super chat. Yeah, I think we put a poll up, or I put a poll up in the main group, and Rex definitely took the top cake. But I think it's because of the character, not because of the figure. So there's that. As far as other third-party things go, I mean, I didn't really get a whole lot of third-party stuff this past year. There wasn't a whole lot that I wanted.
Well, you have a box to open of one.
Yeah, that's right. I do. But I got that because of a future figure I've got coming. That's the only reason I got this. Let me go grab that. And let's see. Yeah, there it is. $3. I got this because of Into the Spider-Verse. So I got the So Toys Dark Spider. I guess I can get rid of this guy. Dark Spider, which you have told me it is not your favorite figure in your collection. And I doubt it will be mine. But I wanted it because he was in the freaking movie with Miles and Gwen. And there we go. So in the chat, who has this figure? Do you hate it? Do you like it? I just got mine in.
I mean, I have it because he was my second favorite character in that movie. So, and had the best quotes by far.
Let's see here. Hey, look, Spider-Man Noir quotes. Quotes. Here we go. Let's see here. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. This is not a very good quote site, honestly. These quotes, your webpage, sir, sucks. So let's get out of there. Here we go. Wherever I go, the wind follows, and the wind smells like rain. I mean, whoever wrote that, and he delivered it so well. That was great. Sometimes I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something. Anything. It's pretty good. So this is going to go really good with Gwen and eventually Miles. Where the hell is Miles? I don't know. So here we go. So how do you have yours displayed? You got the hat and the jacket and all the stuff?
So I had him originally displayed like you have one of yours next to the poster where he was, hanging from the wall. But then I kind of moved my spider figures behind me. So right now everybody's just trying to get a piece of pizza from Spider-Man.
I think that definitely. I mean, where you put them definitely influences the pose. Like you got the Iron Spider there with the legs, which is gorgeous. Freaking love that figure.
When that one was in the in the display with all the lights. That does have shelf presence. The colors are great. It's a great figure.
Yep. So for anybody curious where I got this, if you would want one, I got what I feel like was a good deal on this figure. I got it in I'd say about 2 weeks from the time they shipped it. The time I bought it till the time it arrived was about 2 weeks. I got it overseas. I got it from tnsfigures.com. TNS Figures. This is So Toys Dark Spider. I got it for $130 shipped. I don't think you can really argue and have a complaint against that, really. It's just, if I can get in the middle of the frame focus, that'd be good. Yeah, I don't think you can. That's where I got mine, if anybody's curious. They still have them. If you want one, go get one.
Brendan is saying he's to blame for this recent third-party figure purchase.
You know, I'm willing to pass the blame because I'm really tired of getting blamed myself. So I'm willing to let that happen. He's also the reason to blame. I'll also blame him for all of our losses in Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Tell you, man, he's always the one that hits me with a random grenade, and I'm like, I'm on the team.
And then his way of playing that espionage, version is to just shoot all of his teammates until he ends up accidentally shooting the person that he's, supposed to kill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's Don't let Brendan play on your team for Call of Duty. So he's got a pile of hands, which look like they're going to be pretty cool. If you guys want, I'll do a video on this and pose it up. I probably should. The body to me feels a little loose. Like it's not like falling apart loose. I think it'll stand up just fine. I think. But it's definitely not like the more recent So Toys figures. Those bodies feel like they're a little bit more robust. Yeah. But here's what I'm thinking. Oh crap! I got that figure in the other room. Damn it! All right, I'll pose it up in another room. I have the Nightmare Batman replacement jacket from Daft Toys for the Nightmare Batman that's coming later this year. I went ahead and got a jacket for it. But I have that jacket on Deadpool currently. And he looks awesome. I think it was in the Pennywise video. And so I probably will pose this guy up because they both have trench coats with Deadpool. I think it'd be fun.
It's a great idea.
I just need a hat.
Good idea, boss.
Yeah. Poor man John Doe says, do you have any Hot Toys third-party figures that you purchased in 21 that upon reflection you regret buying? Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. Now, keep in mind that I buy them for review purposes. So I just buy everything for review purposes. Okay, so there's some that I definitely don't want and I'm not keeping. So, for example, I think this had I not been doing reviews on YouTube, I would not have bought this. In fact, I think he will still be in stock when Captain America 12 drops or something. I think he'll still be in stock. I just don't see them ever selling it. I think what's going to happen is I don't know if you guys caught the pitch meeting, but in a couple of years' time, he's going to be the new Chitauri Warriors. It's going to pop back up on the website. So yeah, definitely that one. The Hot Toys life-size Grogu, don't like it. I mean, it's I don't know. I think Sideshow statue is better. So that's for me. Is that. What else did I buy this year? Third party wise, I bought. I've kept pretty much everything. I haven't really sold anything this year. I bought some stuff, sold some stuff, and rebought it. That's cool. I bought the Iron Man 2 Whiplash figure. I didn't need that.
Yeah, but it'll be nice to have when you review the Mark V when it comes back out.
That's why I got it.
Yeah.
Well, right now it's just like, damn it. I bought all my clones. I like my clones. I don't have uses of those. I'd probably that guy and the Grogu. Those are probably the two I don't really like. But thanks for the super chat there, poor man John Doe. And Michael says, Jetta, and yes, man, what's the figure you guys are most excited for that hasn't been released? Ooh, tough questions. Go ahead, man. You got something you're excited about?
It's a tough one. I would say for the longest time, the Mark V suit up really was just because it's just so different, and I see a lot of potential with that. But at this point, I would say Bo-Katan and well, frankly, number one is the Clone Wars Ahsoka. That was the first. That was the first hot toy I ordered because I just started buying hot toys, a little over a year ago. So, Clone Wars Ahsoka, and I'd say Bo-Katan, and that's just because I'm a huge Clone Wars fan. And I know we're going to talk a little bit of Fett in just a second, but it also ties into that. The character arcs, especially for Ahsoka, to me is really what sold me on. She's my favorite Star Wars character. So I know that we said that character specifically doesn't add it to how we judge the quality of the character, but for me, that's all of my excitement now is for that Ahsoka character or the Ahsoka figure.
That's totally true. For me, I would say Miles from Spider-Verse has got to be way up there. And obviously, I've got a little spider addiction going on right in this second. So Miles and Ahsoka for sure. Because I want Ahsoka to have with all my clones. Put on 332nd helmets and just go through there. And I want that freaking Clone Wars Anakin and the Stap. And just, anything Clone Wars. Outside of that, I do have a folder for releases for that too. So in case we forget what the hell is scheduled. Let's see if I can't. So here's the scheduled releases for anybody who may have forgotten. I mean, there's a lot of good ones in here, but as far as hyped, for them, Miles is way up there on that list. I'm probably going to buy 2 of these, maybe 3, depending on display purposes. I don't know. If Hot Toys releases, excuse me, if they release like 8 figures in 1 month, then I might not buy 3. But if it's slow, then I'll probably buy 3.
I know Brendan's looking forward to the Cable.
Oh, this Cable looks gorgeous. Yeah, I'm hoping they. I don't know why this reissue of Deadpool to go with them though. That's kind of a letdown. Snowspeeder Luke's on my list for sure. I don't expect to have a whole lot of fun posing it. I just want to have it. That's kind of one of those things. Ahsoka's got to be at the top. Got to be. It's got to be up there. I'm curious how she's going to scale with the other figures.
Yeah, I think I think they made her a little too tall, but
okay. Because she's season 7 Ahsoka.
So she's almost height of Rebels Ahsoka, and then
I not a whole lot of accessories. I mean, these other accessories at the top with the holograms, like they'll stay in the box. I don't care about those. So she's going to be for me in some kind of authority commanding pose or fighting pose. I haven't decided yet. This one I will probably just skip this one. I probably won't even review this figure. I just have no interest in it whatsoever. They could cancel that and I wouldn't care less.
I already have my Keanu.
Right. Yeah. I'm working on mine. I mean, Fett Man, well, he'll be here next week, Monday, probably Monday. Miles, Bo-Katan, I think is way up there. You mentioned her. Man, she looked good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Tumblr, I don't really care too much about. I'm getting it, but I don't, whatever. This one's got to be on the list. I really want this Iron Man. I know.
It doesn't even come. No.
Looks good. Echo. I mean, Echo would be great if we were getting the rest of the squad, so I'm not terribly hyped for that. This one's way up there for me. This is going to be one of those shelf presents, like crazy deals. That's what this is going to be. And I'm already on the hunt. All right, listen, I'm already on the hunt for a 1/6 scale IndyCar.
That would be awesome.
I haven't found one yet. So if I find one, yeah. So if you find one, don't buy it first and then.
Oh, man. You would think that they would have like a 1/6 scale Max Verstappen Red Bull or, Lewis, Mercedes or something like that.
Even if I get one that's like a model kit, that might be what I do. Might need to buy a model kit, build it, and then cut it in half and have it like Whiplash tore it up. It top the nose off of it. That might.
I guarantee you they have F1 model kits.
Yeah, just need the right scale. So someone in the chat, enable me and find one. That would be awesome. I mean, because it would take me that long to build and paint the freaking thing. So that's probably up there.
I'm more of a Red Bull guy, so if you want to do a Lewis Hamilton Mercedes and cut that one in half, I would fully support that.
You don't like the Hamilton Cyborg? I don't. I mean, obviously Jesse and
Jesse's up there. Yeah,
they're up there, but they're going to be later in the year. They're going to be into December, I think.
I think that Infinity Ultron is the one I'm most curious about to see how they pull it off.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be huge, especially with this spear, man. He's huge, and then that's huge. That's like 4 inches higher than him.
He can fight Carnage.
He can fight Carnage. So out of all this list, here's one I'm probably not going to get. I probably won't get King Shark because they're not releasing any other figures from the film, so that's kind of a letdown. Which one are you most hyped for? This one. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. Which brings us to the next segment of this live stream. If we can. Wait, Keith, what are we talking about now?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Keith?
Yeah, that's a different live stream. Lewis got wrong. We watched a little bit of that. We're going to get into some Boba Fett spoiler talk. I want to talk about this recent episode. So of the 300 people that are here, if you care about spoilers for episode 2 of Fett, now's the time to leave. And thank you for stopping by. If you haven't seen the episode yet, what the hell? I mean, you might have been working. I don't know. So I'm going to give you like 60 seconds to bow out, and then we're gonna get into Fett talk because I think we got to. Which I'm going to bring up the
2-pack.
Yeah, the 2-pack from Hot Toys. Dun, 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 dun. So you've had your warning, and there's that. I saw it, so no spoilers. Don't bother me. How good was Mace Windu? Just kidding. Right. Okay. We're there. Okay, we can talk about it. All right, you've had your warning, so there you go. All right. I know you saw it. Did you get up at 5 a.m. and watch it, or did you watch it later?
I watched it as soon as I got home from work. Second episode better than the first. I'm excited to see where this goes. What did you think of it?
It was flipping amazing. I loved it. Here's what I took from this after watching it and the forums and all this kind of stuff. My thought was, for 40 freaking years, everybody wanted to know what happened to Fett in the Sarlacc pit. And now they're telling us, and everybody's going, well, this is boring. I'm going, you guys are kidding me. This is flipping beautiful storytelling. Unexpected, which is what I like. I like that it wasn't just like in every Mando episode last season was like, oh, we need this widget. We got to go find this widget. It's on this planet. Like the MacGuffin, right? There's always a MacGuffin to go get, right? And so this episode, while it had a MacGuffin, it was more of a, I'm going to jump into the Matrix. I thought I was in the Matrix for a minute. So with the nose thing and the...
Oh, right. The dream.
Yeah, I was like, he's the one. It was kind of like that, actually. But I enjoyed the hell of it. To humanize the Tuskens in the way they did was beautiful.
Oh, I want that badass Tusken warrior guy. Like, that would be a figure I would definitely want. So it's kind of funny. You know, we now have a lot of Star Wars that's canon. We have a lot of Star Wars that we can, follow the characters and things like that. And I think, my favorite characters in Star Wars, Ahsoka being number one, Luke, Darth Vader, Anakin. I think they're my favorite characters because they have a really good, and Mando have a really good arc. They grow as characters, they progress as characters. To see Ahsoka from Snips to where she ends up in Fulcrum, like, it's just a really good arc. I think right now Boba Fett is in what I kind of parallel to the Darth Maul character development, which is he was in a very small portion of the films. Everybody loved the character, and now we're finding out who that character was and reaffirming the fact of why we thought he was a badass, and we really like him. And I think that's great.
He was killed.
Right, and he was just like Darth Maul. Yeah. And so I think Darth Maul up through Clone Wars had he didn't really have a huge character development necessarily. He didn't evolve as a character, but we really learned a lot about like, he was more than just the guy who tried to run over Anakin and then gets cut in half by, Obi-Wan. So I'm willing to give this season sort of that same level of, okay, you are telling me who he is as a person, as a character, and why he's badass. If they go beyond that, or if later in the season, I do hope he kind of grows as a character like Mando did, where it's like, okay, he was a bounty hunter, but now he's more, whether that becomes, the head of all of the families or all the underworld and things like that. But I do hope he grows as a character as time goes on. I don't just want this to be about what he was and is. I want to see kind of where he becomes. Yeah.
Well, I think we got like that whole, I'm going to rule out of respect, or, this whole episode was, for me, was why he is doing what he did.
Right.
He was shown respect by the Tuscans, and he earned it, and, he did his thing. And it was like the whole journey was like, okay, he went through, and it was recent. Well, I guess it wasn't really recent to him. I guess it was somewhat recent to him. I'm not sure what the timeline is there. Maybe it's a couple years, or not, maybe not even. But he had that. He was shown respect from that Tuscan tribe leader, and he's just kind of like paying it forward. That's kind of what he's doing. But he's not weak at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I freaking loved it, and I think, and I could be wrong. But I think those who were saying, "Oh, I don't need this," I don't need this suit. Change their minds after watching this. So how can does this figure, because of one 40-minute episode, now go move way the hell up on the list on figure of the year?
Yeah,
because of 40 minutes of screen time. Actually, not even. He didn't have it for 40 minutes, so like 10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, I mean this is now like a different Spider-Man costume, right? Like this outfit has much more importance than that's just him without his armor. Yep. So yeah. I agree. I think the 2-pack is definitely the way to go at this point.
He freaking earned this cloak, and it was so good. Not to mention from what the blogger photo, and of course, if we take the reference from the Wonder Woman blogger photos, we look at this one, we don't know what to expect. But if it looks like this, I'll be very pleased.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll be very pleased. All right, there we go. I bought the 2-pack because of this episode. Exactly. Storytelling, man. Storytelling. Because inherently, it's not a badass look. I mean, just by itself, it's like it's a dude in a robe,
Yep.
So it's got to be the story behind it. And then, we saw this the last season, which is pretty awesome. So I think they sold a lot of 2-packs.
Yeah, I'm excited for the show because it's going to expand on a part of Star Wars that doesn't have a lot of, ink, so to speak, which is all of the, crime syndicates and things like that. We get pieces of it through the Solo film and through Clone Wars and things like that. But I think this is really going to flesh that out, which I'm really excited for. And then we have some guest appearances from some comic book characters that is really going to be exciting.
Oh, dude. Which reminds me, I happen to have this right here too. I haven't figured out where to put this yet. So I bought this last year. I bought this in like, I don't know, March of last year, whatever. This is, I guess I can do this here. This is Darth Vader #1. I'm sorry for the reflection. Darth Vader #1, 9.8. First appearance of Black Chrysanthemum, in which Vader recruits Fett and Black Chrysanthemum to go out on a mission for him. So this issue right here is freaking perfect for this episode. Now, if Vader showed up in this episode, that would be like next level crazy. but he doesn't.
Well, he's already dead.
Yeah, so it would be kind of crazy. So I'm wondering, like, do they know each other in the show, or is this like a comic thing? Or I don't know. But I bought this for that reason, and I can't wait. By the way, a lot of these have sold in the last 24 hours or 48 hours. A lot more than I paid for this. So thank you, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Appreciate it, guys. So that's pretty cool. And then, well, you got this one too, right? You got this.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
It hasn't done anything value yet, but maybe one day it will. I don't know. It's kind of
that the whole blame Jetta thing, that is an addiction that can creep up on you pretty quickly once you start buying the the graded comics.
Agreed. I'm gonna pull up. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, I can. I can. Okay. So this dude right here. There we go. Here's a photo. I don't know what website I'm going to, so bear with me. Who knows what the hell I'm clicking on? Anyways, this guy, the Black Chrysanthemum, this guy, I want this in 6-scale form. He looks huge and badass, and I want it. So I think what's going to happen when he came out there with the huts, I thought they were going to scrap. I thought it was about to go down, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one. Anybody else in the chat curious about this? I think now this guy right here is supposed to have like killed Jedi, and he's supposed to be a badass. All right, he is not like Chewie rips some people apart, but this guy right here and then Chewbacca, he's on another level than Chewbacca. He's on another level of badassery. Keith, Happy New Year's. Thank you, buddy. Can we get a sneak peek of the Collection Room 2.0 if we're going to talk racing? Mike looks like Scott Dixon. You are somewhat getting a sneak peek into the room. That's about all I can show you right this second. But thank you for Super Chat. Happy New Year for you.
It's getting close.
We are getting close. We're getting close. I'm pretty stoked for that. What other characters from here do you think you'd want a figure from? You want like the Hutts? You want the twins?
No, I mean, I really do hope this is one of the few times where I hope Sideshow releases something, and I really would like them to release the Jabba's throne without Jabba, because I really do want to put the Fett throne. I think that the way they displayed that was fantastic.
Yeah.
There's another character that's going to be in the Book of Fett that I'm very much looking forward to them.
Right.
Making that one, which will, whatever.
We'll talk about that on a future episode.
Yeah, future episodes.
Future episode. Come back next time. We'll talk about another character that's going to be in the episode.
Right. I do think, yeah. So as of right now, I'm pretty excited that they've at least got Fennec. They have Fett. Yeah. If they have some of the other guest appearances in the show, I think I'll be pretty happy with. I don't really need any Hutts for my collection. I don't know. What about you?
For me, it's got to be Black Chrysanthemum. That's got to be number one. And I want the Tusken Raiders. I want the Tusken Raider leader. Which I believe was female. I believe I think it was a female actress. Pretty good who it was. I think it was a stunt double for Captain Marvel, unless I just completely read that wrong somewhere. I think that was the case. I really, 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 really want that one. I like the Tusken Raider we got, but that one was had more character to it with the outfit. I think that would be that. You guys are saying we need a Gamorrean guard. That's fine with me. It wouldn't be on the top of my list, but that would be fine.
And I think that the actor that plays the guard is Frank Trigg, who was an old UFC fighter, which is just kind of cool trivia. So yeah, that'd be cool.
The warrior is the female one. The leader is just quiet. Okay, thanks for that clarification. I don't know where I must have read that. It's stunt double for Captain Marvel and Woman. Yeah, see, I'm not crazy. Thought I did. Let's see here. The actress was playing the Tusken who was training with Boba. Okay, so she did the stunts in there. Okay, cool. Thank you. I definitely want that. Let's see here. Book of Boba Fett Tusken Raider. Boom. Let's see if I can find a photo of this thing. Yeah, there we go. So much freaking character in this design. I want that. I want that. So there's that one. I mean, look at even. I like the little dogs too. I mean, I know they're not dog. I don't know what the name of the critter is, but I think those are kind of cool. But yeah, I would like those. And I thought it was nice that we learned that the Tuskens had different tribes, and that some would kill, and then some would farm, and then that was interesting. Because if you remember the Raiders from A New Hope, they just killed everybody and went crazy and went, that's all they did.
Yeah, I think the only if I was going to criticize that episode at all, and it's low criticism, but why do they have to smuggle spice on a train going through a desert in a galaxy where we have ships?
Yeah,
that part, it was fun. It was it was both. We had Sons of Anarchy biker gang, and then we also had a great train robbery. So we took
it was Fast and Furious. No, it's Fast and Furious, man.
Yeah. So we have Dune, we have Fast and Furious, we have Sons of Anarchy, and then we have an old Western train robbery. I think we got a good mash together of different genres. That was the one part of it, anachronism or whatever, that I was just kind of like, okay, a random train just keeps going through their territory.
Yeah. Well, you know why they do it, right? Family.
Was it? Yeah, family. It's like the opposite of Snowpiercer or something. I don't know, but it was a lot of fun. It was a great episode.
And then it was the syndicate or whatever. They were transporting the spice. Those characters were pretty cool. I kind of liked how they did those in the costume. I think they were pretty sweet. But the whole the scene of him teaching them how to ride the bikes reminded me of Quill teaching Mando how to ride the Blurred. That was that whole little montage. Mm-hmm. It was kind of familiar. It was kind of cool.
It's amazing how proficient you can get in a montage.
Oh, very much so. And you can fall off at like 80 miles an hour and not get hurt. And,
no biggie.
Train Attack was from Lawrence of Arabia. Oh, good call on that.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to next week. I don't know what's going to happen other than that mayor team seems to have really pissed off Fett. He's not really happy at the moment. And the mayor's counselor, whoever that guy is,
Major Domo or whatever.
That guy's a dick. I think he's supposed to be, but there's that.
So the only character I'm interested to see if Fennec stays the loyal, Robin through the whole thing, because I think that there could be. I mean, she's kind of right with most of her advice, right? Like she's sitting there like, kill this dude, he's not going to talk. Let's throw him down to the Rancor. I mean, everything she does right now is, I think, the right move. And is there going to be a point where she just says, you know what, you're not being tough enough to be the new Jabba the Hutt? And so, will there be any sort of strained relationship there, even though she owes him, for saving her life?
I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know if, or does she have so much honor that she just honors her debt and just goes with it? I know, but I owe the guy, and I'm a person of my word, and I don't know. I think eventually he's going to have to take her advice on something.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why is she there?
Right. She's a great character. I mean, the more Fennec that we get, the better. I think she's great. I just, I'm interested to, and again, I know this is not supposed to be a series, right? Like this is just a one and done.
Well,
or are they going to have multiple?
It's a 7 or 8 episodes. I think it's episodes. And then that's supposed to be it. However, I don't see that. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Because that would be another thing. Like if it's just going to be 7 or 8 episodes, I'm not too worried about that dynamic. But if they do go into multiple seasons, then I would start worrying about are they going to bring in a treacherous moment?
They have to. They gotta continue it. It's just too good. And I know. Yeah. Well, I don't know that they're going to do that, but because of the other stuff that we're talking about on future episodes, it would be really disappointing if it was just that short.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're going to bring that in, and yeah, I agree with you on that.
I don't know.
Racy had a good question about like who who has to give them the permission to kill the Hutts?
From to kill the do they have to get permission from anybody?
Well, they said that in the episode that if you're going to kill them, you have to get permission.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know who's in charge of the Hutts, or was he talking about those two particular Hutts, and you'd have to go up to the Hutt? I don't know. That's a good question. I do not know the answer.
I'm just because is that foreshadowing some more senior character in the?
Other than the Hutt Council, I mean the Hutts don't typically answer to anybody.
No,
so
and Jabba's dead, so.
Unless you got, Maul kind of went and did his thing when he took over the whole underworld thing, but he's long gone. That's not a thing. So.
Oh, what about the Game of Thrones actress in Solo? Right, she became the head of
Kira from the Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm getting
Crimson
to the
Dawn.
edge of my...
Crimson Dawn could definitely be a thing. Because they could be a thing. That could definitely be a thing. I don't know. We got a lot. We'll find out soon. I don't know. That's a very good question. They are all made guys, so you can't kill them without repercussions. That's a different storyline, but that's pretty good. Yeah, I think Crimson Dawn would be the only people they would be afraid of, but I don't know. And it would be Maul, but he's gone. So who knows? I don't know. But we're going to wrap this up, guys. We've been on here for about an hour, which is about what I intended to be on here anyways. We unboxed this. If you want to see a video on this, guys, maybe I'll just do a post. It's been out for a while, so it's not even new. So there's that. The 2-pack of Fett is on its way. I expected to be here Monday would be what I would guess because DHL FedEx International does not deliver on the weekends where I'm at, which is really lame. So I would assume it'll be here Monday. So I'm pretty excited for that. And in addition to that, I'm going to play Call of Duty. And every time Brendan walks in front of me, I'm going to shoot him in the butt. That's how it's going. That way just falls right over. So, Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
last minute because I did not. I just said, "You want to join?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And soon I am planning to record the collection room this weekend. That's the plan. In addition to that, I have a pretty cool lightsaber coming in for review. That's going to be sick. So I don't know when it's coming. Some next week sometime. And Mike will probably try to trick me into buying something. So. Probably Milt of Lego.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't have the Lego AT-AT.
Brendan, you ready to die a lot at General Patrol? Right. So we're out of here. So, guys, thank you very much. Y'all have a good one. We're going to go play Call of Duty now.
Collect what you like.